afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane. We're off here to an exciting 1 versus 1 on Sermwaski, and indeed a 1 versus 1 here between, let's call him Richard, fighting here for the United States of America for the 2nd Armored Division, holding up versus the Krauts under the command of Stephenn of Australia, here fighting for the Wehrmacht, for Deutschland, taking command here of an unit from the 2nd Panzerdivision, striking towards the amerikanische Schweinhunden. Both players are rushing straight for the fuel, albeit Richard here a bit faster with his rear echelon troops. Bulletin-wise, we got mostly infantry, although there's some grenades here, so adding in for Richard. More rifle on the way for him. We got grenades here on the way for Stephenn. Got another grenade squad there arriving for Stephenn. Already sending his pioneers up ready to sort of swiftly move on there as soon as the point has been secured. Same here with Richard. Riflemen arriving here for Richard, equipped with the M1 Garans and all what not. Second grenade squad there arriving for Stephenn. Commanders are armor, airborne and mechanized here for Richard. For Stephenn, we're looking at lightning war, joint operations and assault support. So a bit of an interesting mix there, with a bit of emphasis maybe on officer sort of being repeated. But beyond that, I mean, it's sort of a lot more sort of standing up there. Got a third grenade squad there, so no MG42 sort of initiative following up here for Stephenn. Richard going for more riflemen.
Alright, you dopes, listen up.
GIs, as they were also known as, which stands for General Issue, which was stamped on a lot of their equipment.
How can we help?
On the other hand, German grenadiers were usually referred to as Lancer, sort of more colloquially, but their official title were Grenadiers, which happened around 1942 after Stalingrad. Around there, that time sort of gave them a morale boost by giving them something a bit more interesting as a title. Before that, they were basically just Infanterie, and Panzer Grenadiers were known as Schützen. So, little fun fact there, little fun fact. We've got two gun squads there sitting up in the centre. Pioneers under fire from the riflemen, third unit there arriving. Pioneers might try to uphold or keep Richard's riflemen there a bit occupied. Racial troops here quickly moving into the building to do some reconnaissance here, a bit of observation in case any Krauts move in too quickly there upon Richard's positions. Richard doing a bit the same here, sort of spot out where the pioneers might have gone. We see here Stephenn straying back towards the village with the pioneers, taking up some minor positions around there. We got an MG42 then arriving for Stephenn out of the 3 grenadiers. Richard, on the other hand, he's got the resource for a lieutenant. It might look like already he's going for a captain.
MG42 team is ready for action.
Rather being slightly pushed back there, northern point being secured. Got a third squad here holding up the echelon troops, might encounter them very soon. Ooh dear, things about already going a bit ugly here for Stephenn. Pioneer down, the first casualty of this battle. Fritz the Pioneer. He went down, more or less in the middle of the crossroads, close to anyways. Looks like Stephenn here sort of slightly marching in. Actually splitting up his troops a bit further, an interesting decision there by Stephenn. Richard sort of creeping in on the village with his riflemen, while at the same time saving up for what is clearly looking to be a captain. At the same time, we got Richard's rear some troops strengthening it, but there we go. Poor John went down. MG42 arriving from the north. There you go, rapidly forced out of the field. Now there we go, assault going in here. And Captain might soon then be inbound here for him. There we go. As soon as it happens, Captain on the way. Grenadiers being surrounded. They need support from other grenadiers quickly, or the MG42. Otherwise, these gentlemen here will be shot down rather rapidly from both sides. 10 riflemen there. Well, 8 actually now. With M1 going, so there we go. We've got another unit arriving here, taking up position in the cemetery, opening up then the MG42. Quickly getting suppressed, though, a bit too close, and perhaps not all sort of well positioned there. Rifle grenade joining in here from Stephenn. Oh, there we go. Almost getting the entire unit, leaving many men to be interred there. Grenadiers are forced to fall back in the face of Richard's assault from the north. MG42 falling a bit back, grenadiers taking up position in the building. You might got a bit of operations down here south. No doctrine choice as of yet here. Captain soon ready. He could also consider going for grenades or something else, sort of further support in the meanwhile, but we'll see. I'd like to make a nice company up here for Stephenn. Aus Australia. You got some rifle here falling back here and realising they can't do much except draw fire, which would be a bit of a waste of time and manpower, I imagine there. Looks like Stephen's sort of more on point here. Sort of go down here and then harass towards the fuel point. That would not be a bad idea for Stephenn, or he might go sort of a bit more, well, thoroughly and just take every point here. I mean, there are a few options there for Stephenn. He's already got taked out then, like machine guns, of course, an option here for Stephenn, but so far looks like he's not going for any. So far. And now we got Stephenn actually getting some Panzer Grenadiers. And we're seeing here rather rapidly, Richard, after getting the captain up, goes for a pack house. A note here, he's by the way using the captain to rapidly supervise the production here of the pack house, ensuring that he can come to the battlefield much sooner there. So a neat trick there to use the captain. A lot of players sort of tend to neglect using the captain for example to supervise production. That way speeds things up. It can be worked on any building. So neat little trick there. Well done for him. Due to the Americans, of course, with some units having much longer production times than any of the German units, or for that matter, Soviets. Though, of course, the captain can be used to sort of circumvent that. Man engagement up here, Pioneers with Grenadiers supporting additional troops. Not really going to help much up there. A small attempt here towards the south. We'll soon encounter some less than cheerful riflemen as well. No sign of anything sort of being prepared to sort of spend munitions on. Neither grenades, which you would be, prepared for well with frag out. Nor BARs, bazookas, which could of course further improve the firepower of his men as well. Right here though, riflemen not looking too good. They're caught about pushing here by the Grenadiers. Stephenn's men cutting them down rapidly, winning this battle for the Reich. Ultimately looks like he actually ends up falling back in the north due to the presence of the riflemen. Perhaps other things wait there on Stephenn's mind. Meanwhile, we got Panzers arriving. We've also got the pack house actually moving in a bit aggressively here. Caps drawing in 5 pack house, shooting them at the grenades, not quite hitting. ND42 actually flanking up there. Interesting idea here, but of course he's got the Panzers to provide support, so it's less risky here to do the MD42 with a flank. Nicely done there. The very sort of tactical and rather aggressive flank with an MD42 captain sort of crossed away. And at the same time as this happens, the Panzers then move in after the pack house, hoping to overwhelm it. Knock it out. The bit of light cover, a bit of bushes here and there, sort of making it a bit harder for the Panzers to hit it, but overall it is a lot on the up and ground now and sort of taking more and more hits. Got one of the captain's friends maybe, and there we go. Quickly the pack howitzer crew is dropping like flies. Stood here next on the way though for Richard, quickly sort of following up with some light armour to further make things miserable here for Stephenn, in particular, since also currently Stephenn's actually got no anti-tank weapon, so that could actually end up hurting quite a bit. He's got the munitions for it though, so if he senses sort of, there might be a student on the way, he could in theory, go for some puncher strikes. But it could end up very badly here, since they will be a bit exposed. Also got the pack howitzer firing after them. Shooting a bit too high there though, and there goes Stewart arrives. And there you go, researching Patrick and then retreating. In this case, he's basically hoping by the time they get back to the base, they'll already have his research, so all upgraded. Now, of course, at the same time, he rather has to hope they don't get wiped in the meanwhile, as they get wiped just as it finishes with the upgrade. And there you go, we've got the Grenadiers beating a very hasty retreat here as the Stuart Lightning moves in. Hunting down the Krauts with its very similar gun machine guns, named after General Stuart by the British. Saw some action, for example, also in North Africa, but also saw action under the Soviets. There you go, made it back. We also got Pack 40 here arriving, so Stephenn should be reasonably fortified now versus arm. We also got Minefield here. They got spoiled here for Stephenn, unfortunately. Meanwhile, pressure continues going up. Further pressure down south. No sign still of any upgrades here for the infantry. Still munitions are plenty. Oh, there we go. Browning automatic. The BAR weapon rack is being unlocked. And a load of Brownings are being handed soon out to the Yankees. Captain charging into the cemetery. Suppressed though. Pack howitzer back in spot. And we also got the ambulance moving up. Could reinforce it there. That would be a good idea there for the pack howitzer, so it doesn't get cleared out by another flank, if I say Stephenn. There we go, the MD4 in the back spot, needs to get up there. Pack moving in, the Panzer gun is not quite ready to provide support for the infantry. And there we go. Panzerfaust on the Stuart. Pack 40 gets off one shot. Stuart quickly pulls back behind the church though. Pack fires again and hits some dirt. So wasn't quite able there to sort of finish off the light armoured threat there from Richard. And the second armoured so far. One engagement down here, Pioneers versus Riflemen. No doctrine as of yet from either player yet. I would have figured there might have been something, but I mean we had 10 minutes and yet neither player has sort of gone for anything. Light machine guns all slowly being handed out to Stephen's infantry. We got the packs all setting up to cover the main road. Grenadiers still need to get away. They are not. They're not going to last long. In that case, the Pack 40 also fall back, so there'll be nothing to whatsoever screen it. Looks like it's trying to maybe catch the Steward here, but sadly that did not happen. And there he goes, going to quickly repair that Steward, get back in fighting shape. Panzer Grenadier moving up there. And generally, Panzer were organised into sort of more specialised anti-tank teams with 2 Panzer in them each. Little fun fact there. Regular infantry squads were more regularly just equipped with Panzerfaust to augment them that way, but Panzer were the sort of realm of specialised anti-tank teams. Basically. There you got Stuart rolling ahead. Got the pack though, and there you go. Nice hit on the Stuart light tank though. Quickly moves through the arc here, avoiding any further immediate shots, though of course going to have to pull back rapidly for repairs. He's got the centre though, he's not doing much to fortify. I mean, here as Richard could consider laying down some barbed wire or tank traps to make it harder for Stephenn to sort of counterattack in. I mean, he's got plenty of time for it. I mean, generally a little bit of fortification can make it much harder for your opponent to sort of do anything inside the village. Or for that matter, to just attack you. Again, tank traps, barbed wire could be used to create cover for himself, but also deny movement for enemy vehicles, armor, and also cover for the infantry, keeping them more exposed to make them easier to hit. So I mean, that should be some considerations there for Richard, but sadly he does not seem to be able to see that at the moment. Packhouses they continue to lay down some fire. I mean, he could for example consider wiring this part off. That might help a bit, and also ensure that Stephenn could not launch a flank there. And there you go again, about to happen. Once more, Stephenn, of course, not late to exploit one success with another attempt. But this time we got the Stuart moving in. Knife and ultimate sort of block off. There you go, a volley of Panzer, only one hits. Quickly falls back, there's the pack households, get ready. We got a support armor crop here for Stephenn. Panzer 4 on the way, Panzerkampfwagen 4. That's the 2nd Panzer Division. Driving a bit of trouble then, coming in the front of the Grenadiers. Grenades going off, artillery going off as well. Oh, he's actually got that grenade research now. We also see some BARs being handed out to the Riflemen. Ooh, he's got dual upgrade there, that's good. That's then going to give them quite a bit of firepower, so they should be able to sort of go more toe-to-toe there with Stephenn Soldaten. So light tank slightly advances. Pack 40 constantly shifts around. I mean, he's keeping here where it's basically more open terrain, where there's less that can sort of block the line of fire of the pack and sort of allow the Stuart to creep up on it. But there you go. Panzerkampfwagen 4 arrives here to fight for Germany. Over the stable of the German Panzer Division. Bit of harassment up there. Stephenn so far holding on to a nice chunk of the map here from Richard. And now his MD42 is active, very bad spot there. We could see Max handing over an MD42 there to Richard. There we go, cleared out. Panzer 4 of those moving in. He's not quite getting any troops to recruit. So that could be a chance of basically Stephenn denying the MD42 there to the armies. Panzerkampfwagen rolling down the left side. Should be building force, and there you go, Rifleman taking one hell of a hit there from the Panzer 4. Pinter mounted machine gun is on the way. A few more walls being crushed. He's keeping the rear echelon troops there. He's probably using them for observers, but again, you know, a bit of barbed wire I think would do him a lot. But again, tank traps could make it say harder. And there you go. Actually, a bit of shots there going in there. Stunning it. Probably should have the captain moving in so we'll get further shots there. But there you go. Pack 40 started the Stuart from moving in too far. So small victory there. Small victory there. Veterans who won for the Pack 40 after having gotten off several shots on the Stuart for a longer period of time. Follow up here from Richard is getting a anti-tank, and then he moves on to armor doctrine. Interesting, interesting. In response here to the Panzerkampfwagen 4, it would seem Of course, you could also use to say get some assault units, maybe sort of lay down some demo charges at vital points throughout the village. For example, right here, since we know Stephenn like to sort of sneak up, their demo charge there could also, you know, do something nasty rather than barbed wire. I mean, the options are there. Captain, though, needs to get away. Captain Jones, get out. Captain, it's not structurally... Oh, shit. Bit of smoke laid down there, but too late. The church collapsed. The captain is dead alongside the rest of his men. The Panther 4, though, got a nice pair of kills there. Fun fact, though, the bazooka could only penetrate 60mm of armor, though later in the war, though I don't know if they actually managed to reach here, there were variants that sort of penetrate thick amounts of armor. The sort of late-end versions were basically only sort of really ready for the war in Korea, so little fun facts there. Panther 4, they're receiving vital repairs. Grenadier bereit. Getting some victory points out of them. He's a bit behind, so that's definitely something that Richard there should consider sort of looking into, getting them back, getting them assaulted, and quickly. More BARs might also be an idea here for Richard's riflemen. I mean, besides having one squad with duel, I mean, another pair might work out reasonably nicely there versus Stephenn. And there you go, we're actually seeing an officer. Someone's actually getting the artillery officer. Wunderbar. And he's gone for joint operations, so now both players have made a doctrinal choice.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Achtung! Hiccup. Stephenn's maintaining good pressure, but he's also knows when to sort of pull back. It looks like he's going to be able to launch a nice sort of larger assault here versus the positions of Richard here, trying to hit the flank. You know, most of the defences here, so in that regard, Stephenn, well, also here, but you know, Stephenn's sort of displaying some good tactical sense. They're attacking from different angles, not just keeping on attacking from the same point over and over again. Panther forming up support there. There we go. Panthers might have to retreat. There we go. They're going to have to retreat out for the enemy base or the enemy position there, so that's less good. At the same time, assault going here. Right from the with dual BRs. Could cause quite some casualties there. Two Stephenn grenades need to fall back. We've got a Sturmgeschütz on the way, though. A Sturmgeschütz on the way. Officer could consider laying down or concentrating fire. Grenades going off there. Oh, he's got no more munitions for it. And there we go. We do see a M10 Wolverine here ramming for Richard. Still like taking a back position. Anti-tank needs to set up here. He could consider using some RPs and that sort of increase the chance of penetration there versus the Panther 4. Pack 40 there waiting. Looks like Richard did spot it just in the nick of time. But it is time for the mid-game analysis. Current situation is a bit sort of, well, Stephenn's got some amount of map control here, but at the same time Richard is controlling the center of the map, which does give him some advantages here in some regards. At the same time, it also makes it a bit hard to defend and can attack from a lot of different angles. So there's some advantages, there's some disadvantages to that. Stephenn on the hand, he's sort of got one side on the map, other parts here sort of lacking in that regard. He's got a nice mix of infantry though, heavily equipped. He's also got the armor advantage at the moment. He's got a Panzer 4 and a Sturmgeschütz versus a light tank and a tank destroyer on the other hand. Richard is enjoying some artillery, and he's also got some BRs. In fact, he could easily get more, and I really think that's something Richard should consider right now. Get more Browning automatics that is heavily equipped every single infantry squad to make it so much harder for Stephenn to attack, but also to defend. I mean, with that much firepower, I mean, 4 rifle squads, dual BARs, that could easily become very, very unpleasant for Stephenn. And he's going to get one M10, he should probably consider getting another, but otherwise he should consider getting a fuel catch-up, actually, to sort of further support that, so he can clearly say afterwards, get a Bulldozer Sherman to help clear up partly the infantry, but also stuff like packs, in which case the Bulldozer Sherman does excel. Otherwise, another thing you could consider is actually taking back and then getting, instead of, you know, BARs for his men, get an M20 out and lay down mines at sort of vital junctures, that way drawing in Stephenn's armor and disabling it, making it easy to wreck. I mean, that's a very much a different approach there that Richard could consider going for against Stephenn. I mean, it's not the only one, but it's definitely there. Another option would be, say, getting more anti-tank guns to further help versus the armor. But otherwise, you know, some caches might do Richard good. He also should consider leaving this building. It's about to collapse. He's got some valuable riflemen in it. It would be quite a waste to waste both the veterans on them, but also the 2 BARs. I mean, that's again quite a bit of firepower, quite a bit of resources. So Stephenn, he needs to sort of try and consider launching an assault from here while still keeping up some pressure. He needs to sort of keep Richard a bit unsure as to where the next assault can come from. He also needs to do a bit of harassment here if he can, you know, maybe push down here and go for the fuel point as well. The Sturmgeschütz, you definitely sort of use that sort of support another part of it. I mean, armor here, a tank here, could definitely keep things a bit off guard. On the other hand, of course, there's very much the risk than the Panzer IV or the Stu being isolated. But if the pack is here with the Panzer IV, there might be a chance of avoiding that. Considering what Doctrine Stephenn has gone for, he could also consider maybe getting a howitzer up to provide some artillery support against Richard. I mean, that would definitely make it much harder for Richard to sort of maintain a position here if he's going to come under fire from a 105mm howitzer. That would definitely be a good choice there for Stephenn. Otherwise, more assault guns could be an idea. Another Panzer IV, maybe an Ostwind to sort of pressure the infantry further, and also, for example, help clear out some positions as fast. I mean, that's very much also a possibility for Stephenn. Beyond that, maybe get another Panzer gun escort to help during the assaults or some flamethrowers for the Pioneers, but I think is really about it. And let us return to the fight with that. Lots of into their need of some reinforcement. Still seeing the repairs here by the river bank. Panzer IV on some move. Pack 40 falling back a bit there. Stephenn clearly feeling a bit exposed. We've got the M10 Wolverine falling back here. One of the earlier tank destroyers the Americans had. Not necessarily very popular, thinly skinned and open top, which also make them vulnerable to, well, shrapnel, grenades and other fun things. But a solo, the first thing you really call a tank destroyer. Previously, before that, they'd either had a jeep with an anti-tank gun strapped to the back, or a half-track with a 57mm gun sort of in the back. So those were sort of the options before the M10, which of course later saw the M36 actually joining, and of course the M18 Hellcat. A few shots going off there. Did not end up well there for the Wolverine this time around. Quick to repair. Looks like another rifle unit there has been equipped with VRs. That is good. That is good. And looks like he fell back from there. That is also good. And there you go. Got a second M10 joining in here for Richard. Pack 40 is also fallen further back. Stug actually joining in to support the Panzer IV on the left flank, but very little infantry support. Bit dangerous there for Stephenn. Looks like he's falling further back. He's feeling a bit exposed here. Getting back to the northern part of the map. Good, good. A bit surprising he's let Stephenn to keep that for so long, actually. And there we go. Quick counter-attack towards the Vietnam troops there for the Panzer IV. And looks like Richard's getting them killed. That's impressive there. And there you go. We actually got air reconnaissance going in there from Stephenn. A bit quick there. So support. Panzerfaust, they're going off the Stuart. Sturmgeschütz rolls in through the village. Rather bold there, considering he knows there's an anti-tank on there. And there we go. Trying to get that Stuart. Looks like Gate, but the Stuart needs to get out of the village. Needs to get out of the village. Needs to get back to the base. Panzer IV moves in there. But there we go. M10s are moving in. One shot went through there. One went down to the Pack 40, providing good covering fire there. Looks like Richard there forgot about the Pack 40 and he is paying the price. Sturmgeschütz there. Got the he's not pulling back. He's actually going to deal with the rifle here. Taking out half the unit in one go. 4 kills so far on the Sturmgeschütz. But there we go. Anti-tank rifle grenade knocks it out. Panzer IV though looks to have been lost here to an anti-tank gun. Oh no, the M10 actually got it. He was actually able to maneuver the Panzer IV, knock it out with the M10. Getting another one here. Artillery going down the other end of the base. Looks like Stephenn was getting artillery in as well. Oh my god. Heavy losses there to Richard. Heavy losses. He was able to wipe out Stephenn's armor. Stephenn's infantry is still strong. And now, of course, he's got artillery on top. He's got something bigger than a pack howitzer. He definitely should have considered more BARs to sort of further throw back the enemy infantry, I think. I mean, that would make it much harder for Stephenn's infantry to make an approach. We've got the officer in the centre. Oh, wait, never mind. The officer's dead. Just his attendants there.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
His escort. M10's ready again for the fighting. One veterans one will give access to armor-piercing rounds. Or even lost the ambulance. They just have to replace that as well. And a lot of equipment here laying around. Anti-tank guns, the pack howitzer. Robbing forts here. Omniscience of Pioneers. Quickly kill the Krauts before they have a chance of shooting at us. And then you thought here suppressing though, stopping those armies into attacks. And 6 kills already on that howitzer.
A capture point is under attack.
He does, for example, now have the option of actually calling in a bulldozer Sherman. Right now, Richard's got a bit bigger concerns. He's lost a lot of territory, needs to strike back against Stephenn. Cause some casualties, more riflemen on the way, and he's getting BARs for them as well. Good, good. That's definitely going to help, as he probably upgraded all of them. By the looks of it, it is.
The capture point is being overrun.
Quick grenade there, and almost got the unit. Almost, but not quite. Stephenn also quick to lay down some minefields here. And looks like he's making off with Richard's pack howitzer, hoping to add some more artillery here to the Reich's arsenal. Meanwhile, he's keying back the pack, or the Wolverines, there's not really much for them to do. MG42 are placed up in the ruined centre of the village. Quick, some of the riflemen advancing, and there we go. M10's moving ahead. He might use some space to just sweep the mines, or clear them up basically through their sheer weight. Having nothing to worry about there from S mines. In theory, anyways. I mean, they were taking the open top, so I mean, in theory, some of the shrapnel could have hit them. Somehow. Richard making progress back. The anti-tank looks to have been utterly wrecked. There's only the pack house left to secure. They're going to flank on them before Trebek even cleared out there. With the weapon, the BARs, the Browning automatic rifle weapon actually made in the ending stages of World War I. Never really saw action there.
Enemy has killed a machine gun crew.
Pack howitzer firing. Hope to catch some units. Didn't really work out this time for Stephenn there though. And there you go. Concentrated up here from the officer. Lang is meant to fight better, but they are getting flanked here rather heavily, although they are still doing some damage here versus the Yankees. Ultimately, they do fall back to the sheer pressure of Richard's infantry. If Richard's clever here, he's going to try and grab that MD42. Laying down a smoke screen, by the way. He's conscious of laying down smoke screen sort of advanced. That is good. That is good. Also want to grab that pack howitzer. I mean, the more equipment Richard right now can grab and turn against Stephenn, the better. I mean, an MD42 would certainly help versus all of Stephenn's infantry. Victory point wise, things are looking less good here for Richard as well. Panzer IV soon on the way. I mean, right now there's an option here for Richard. That's actually trying to sort of move up here and knock out the pack howitzer. Maybe try and pull a bit of a rush there with the 2 M10s. Knock it out that way. Hope he doesn't encounter anything. I mean, it would be a bit of a risk, but it could work. I mean, they might be able to clear it out reasonably fast. That way denying Stephenn his artillery.
Panzer IV is ready for battle.
Going here for the fuel point. Good job there from Stephenn. Bit of air reconnaissance going in. Howitzer ready to fire as well again. Stephenn making good use of his air reconnaissance to spot out the positions of his enemy. Panzer going to be in a bit of trouble. Howitzer about to ready to move out. Oh dear, Riflemen barely managed to push away those grenadiers. And there you go, the barrage goes off here from Stephenn. Having to catch some support weapons there, including the MD-32, which he did recruit. Shit, they're hit. Looks like Richard's relocating. And now we've got light artillery called in here as well. Taking advantage of all the artillery, everything's going on to maybe try and knock out the pack howitzer and the ambulance. Clever, clever there from Stephenn, using the air reconnaissance for that. And basically Richard's too preoccupied with everything else that's going on to realise it before it's too late. A nicely laid down artillery barrage, knocking out the pack howitzer, denying Richard once more his artillery, but also knocking out a second ambulance. Splendid work there, splendid work. M10 Wolverine there, close to Veteran 22 actually.
Reconnaissance flight set to go.
Which overall makes it more nimble. Also gives it access to flanking speed. Panzer IV, they're moving ahead. Needs to be a bit careful there. Bit of medic kits being handed out there by the infantry.
Yes?
And a third ambulance there arriving for Richard and the United States of America.
Light artillery barrage ready to launch.
And another anti-tank. And there you go. He's actually laying down a smoke screen using the officer to get closer. He might have been expecting something to sort of try and prevent him from moving towards the cut-off point. But Stephenn is not that kind of person to sort of underestimate that. Richard rapidly losing territory. In fact, he's got no units on the field. They're all back in his base. And he might this time actually be saving up for a Sherman sound. He's not got the fuel for it. Otherwise, he probably could have gotten it sooner if he had the fuel points. M10s need to be able to support and knock out that Panzer IV. We got another howitzer going in here. Versus the advancing infantry trying to break up Richard's assault there. Good, good. On the other hand, of course, Richard laying down a smoke screen, so that way sort of trying to obfuscate the enemy defences, ensuring he can actually move forwards. I mean, good response there from Richard.
Attempting to steal our sector.
There we go, a third Stuka reconnaissance pass is called in. Panzer IV trying straight after the rifle. He could make a mistake there, he could make a mistake there. M10's on the move if he gets off a good anti-tank rifle grenade. There we go, there we go, damage engine. Yeah. Yarsing Panzer is moving in to cover though versus the tank destroyers. Not bad there, not bad there. We also got the Pak 40 covering it, so Stephenn's response is rapid and solid there versus the M10 though missed. There we go, the shots went through. Panzer IV almost knocked out already. One more shot, one more shot. He might, oh, he lost eventually to M10, but he got the Panzer IV in the end. Also technically notably cheaper than a Panzer IV, but even then losing eventually 2-1, maybe not quite worth it. In particular, since we've gotten to see that would definitely made it much, much better since they get a higher rate of fire. But pushes on much nonetheless. The MD4 getting outflanked. Richard's defense is beginning to look a bit tattered here. And looks like the 2nd Armoured Division is in rather dire straits. Almost got the M10 there. And there you go, got veterans who won for the Pak howitzer, 11 kills there. And the M10's actually sneak up elsewhere. And there we go, we got a Sherman on the way, 105mm.
We are ready for action.
Well, infantry's operating around here, elsewhere on the map. Interesting enough again, he's not upgraded a lot of the riflemen with BLs on all of them. Ow! Panzer IV just drives in and slaughters them. Third Panzer IV though here. And so tank and soldiers cleared up, but there you go. German infantry a bit of trouble there from 105mm Sherman. Which, by the way, as despite what the sort of the doctrinal part might actually tell you, they were actually an organic part of an armoured unit. Jenny for each, well, Sherman would town there'd be about 2 of those sort of to attack, to support it. So, little fun fact there, little fun fact.
We are losing a sector. Standing by.
The arse lift all over the place now. Definitely a few weapons there for the Germans to secure. For the Reich. There we go, more kills from the howitzer. Overall though, the situation looking pretty terrible here for Richard. The Germans are looking pretty strong here.
Reconnaissance flight ready at your disposal. Howitzer crew standing by. Grenadier squad at full strength. You have a fire mission.
And there go. Now he goes straight for the howitzer. Sadly, there was only one around. You know, he can't quickly get off enough shots to sort of make it worth it before having to retreat. So in that regard, not quite looking good here. Had he done so early, I think things could have looked a lot different. Could have looked a lot different. And instead, the M10 got wrecked. And now he's down to none at all. Austin Flak Panzer following up for Stephenn. Probably trying to help clear up the remaining infantry that he's got back. He's still not really upgraded a lot of the riflemen with BARs. Yeah. Can't help but feel he needs to get better at that. I mean, he'd rather, you know, undermines the point if he doesn't get as many BARs up as possible as soon as he's researched them. I think that could have given him a noticeable more bigger edge versus Stephenn early in the game. Of course, that is too late now. Sturmgeschütz on the way as well. We got the pack howitzer there being repaired. More recons again, basically spotting up targets here for the howitzer. He likes his Feldhaubitz. Panzer forming to the city. We've got the Flak Panzer rank from another side there, tearing into the remaining lines here of Richard.
The enemy is down to 75 points. Sturmgeschütz is ready for use.
Sturmgeschütz joining in. Third ambulance down. So many ambulances wrecked here. And there we go. Game over. Game over. A loss here for the United States. A victory for the Wehrmacht. An interesting battle as all the joint operations doctrine being used. It's been a bit of a while since we've seen it used. It had a small period of sort of real popularity, but it sort of seems to sort of wane back. The only one who really keeps using it is basically Stephenn because he likes it. I mean, it's not a bad doctrine. It just, you know, does North for Tigers, which has been for a longer period of time been, you know, the Wehrmacht meta game. There's some nice moves there from Stephenn. Good flanking, good tactical usage of smoke, other things there. The artillery was also a good move. Good use of reconnaissance, but also, you know, then combining all of that on top with the light artillery barrage. I mean, some really sort of nicely done assaults there, but Stephenn causing a lot of damage to Ratbag, who had a few problems there, sort of setting up a proper defense for Dingen. Again, he had no tank traps, no barbed wire, nothing to sort of try and funnel Stephenn into sort of kill zones or make it at least hard for him to move around on the battlefield. I definitely think that was something that could have done. Also, I mean, he flowed a lot of munitions. He could easily have gotten a lot more BARs early on. That could have really given him the advantage, I think, versus Stephenn. It at least made him stronger. And that, I think, was sort of another issue where then Richard... Did I call him Ratbag? Oh, well. Pardons about that. Oh, wait. Rather failed there in that department. Due to a lack of BARs as well. I mean, that combined for some also maybe... I mean, again... I mean, I can't just sort of say, oh, he should have just rushed in those two tank destroyers. I mean, you could have tried it, I suppose, but, you know, overall, there were no attempts to actually knock out this howitzer, despite, you know, it actually being outside of Stephenn's space. So, I mean, that was definitely a missed opportunity right there. What do you think could have done a lot more damage to Stephenn as well, and certainly made him a bit more cautious? Otherwise, I mean, fuel caches or maybe a second to sort of support in the meanwhile, honestly, got that 105 min with Sherman, I think would have also done Richard quite well here versus Stephenn. But overall, an interesting fight here. Some good use of smoke, by the way, by both sides, and some nice ability usage from both sides. And in the end, of course, Stephenn prevailed. So, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope you had some fun. If you did, why not subscribe, tell a friend, share it with everyone. If not, you know, and you think you can do better, send it to me if you know, or provide some feedback in the comments. Otherwise, you know, thank you all for watching, and see you all tomorrow. Bye.